Hi everyone, Attorney Brandon White here. Thanks for taking a moment to check us out. Today we're talking about a criminal charge in Arizona called aggressive driving. Now no, it doesn't necessarily mean driving while you're angry, although many road rage incidents do involve a violation charge of aggressive driving. But we wanted to look at aggressive driving individually. So let's take a look at how our state here in Arizona views that violation. So in Arizona, aggressive driving can be found under ARS, that stands for Arizona Revised Statutes 28-695. And it says that aggressive driving occurs anytime a defendant's driving or a driver's driving behavior poses an immediate hazard to another person or a vehicle. Okay, that's one condition. While speeding, so exceeding the posted speed limit, that's condition 2. Finally, while committing at least 2 of the following violations, and they're all moving violations, and I'll go over what those could be. First is failure to obey a traffic control device. So we're talking red light, stop sign, anything that controls the movement of a vehicle. Second is overtaking and passing a vehicle on the right, usually by leaving the main traveled portion of the roadway in order to get around a person. That can be another violation. Committing an unsafe lane change, right? Not signaling a lane change or cutting someone off. Tailgating or following too close, right? That's another one. And finally, failing to yield right away to another vehicle. So when you're looking at aggressive driving, think immediate hazard plus speeding plus one of the 2 following violations that we just talked about. So get this, here's the catch. In Arizona, aggressive driving is actually considered a criminal charge. In fact, it's a Class 1 misdemeanor. Now, can you guess what else could be a Class 1 misdemeanor in Arizona? It's DUI, driving while impaired. So you're looking at DUI being the same level of misdemeanor as aggressive driving. So that should give you kind of a clue how serious the state takes that violation. Now, in practice, the fact is a lot of officers think when they're charging this that they may have seen both moving violations plus speeding plus the hazard, but in actuality, you'll see a lot of times that 1 or 2 of the factors of aggressive driving are missing. Or what we see as traffic defense attorneys is an officer will cite aggressive driving along with reckless driving. So both criminal charges would be on a ticket. And a lot of times that's just throwing it to the wall and leaving it up to the driver to decide, okay, well, trying to defend him or herself against these. We did another reckless driving video on that charge, so be sure to check it out. I'll link it below. But it gives you an idea that a lot of times this violation is misinterpreted when cited to drivers. So we talked about what it is. Let's talk about what maximum consequences that could come of it if you or someone you care about is facing aggressive driving. So the maximum punishment or consequences in Arizona include up to 6 months in jail, up to about $4,500 in fines, and that includes surcharge fees and fines. That's a maximum, and up to 3 years probation and a criminal record. Now, we're not talking felony, but we're still talking a misdemeanor violation. So on a charge of aggressive driving, if you're convicted of this, it could create a criminal record where there wasn't one before. It's a big concern to a lot of drivers out here, and I can understand why. Now, in addition to everything that I just listed, and those are the maximum, doesn't mean you'll get any of those. In addition to that, aggressive driving is one of the few misdemeanors that have a disastrous effect on a person's driver's license. Why? Because it's a moving violation and it comes with a crazy amount of points. In fact, it can come with 8 automatic points, 8, being applied to someone's driver's license. Now, if that number sounds familiar, it is. It should be, because that's usually the max where the motor vehicle department allows a driver to accumulate within a rolling 12-month period. Because after 8-9 points, you start facing a possible license suspension. So you can imagine pretty serious stuff in addition to all the other consequences we talked about. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I don't want you thinking that if you're charged with aggressive driving, you're going to get 6 months in jail. No. What we just went over is just the maximum possible consequences that someone could get if they're charged with it. The fact is if someone's cited, you'll be given a court date, and on your first court date, that's called an arraignment. And that's where the judge has to go over with the driver. It's your right to go over what you've been charged with, aggressive driving, and what the maximum could be. Doesn't mean you'll get that, it's just your constitutional right to understand what you're facing. So that's why we went over that. It's important. Now, if you're charged with aggressive driving, it can go down a few different ways. What's common, most common out there is a deputy sheriff, a trooper, an officer will stop you, or the driver, write the ticket for aggressive driving, have you sign the bottom of the ticket. Now, it's important you understand this. By signing, you're not agreeing with the ticket. You're just agreeing that you've received it and that you promised to appear on the date and time. What that allows the officer to then do is release you on your own recognizance, right? Citing in lieu of detaining you. And then you'll just appear on your first court date listed at the bottom of the ticket. What sometimes can happen, because it is a misdemeanor charge, is that officer can choose to book you into jail. If that happens, as scary as it is, it's not the end of the world. You'll be booked into jail. You'll see a judge within the first few hours while you're there. And normally be released with a court date to appear to get the case started down the road. But what we normally see is people getting cited, released with a court date. So just understand it can go either way. Whichever way it ends up going, the fact is a prosecuting attorney is going to be assigned to the case. Now, that is an actual attorney that the driver is going to have to be facing. Their sole job is to prosecute the case. So as you can imagine, aggressive driving, just like any other criminal charge, because you have another attorney on the other side, it's important to have an attorney on your side to meet with that prosecutor, go over the facts of the case, look for defenses, raise explanations, help the driver navigate that, especially with all the potential consequences that could come with the conviction. There are defenses to an aggressive driving charge and case, one of them being attacking the individual violation separately. Because remember, there's a formula to aggressive driving and they all have to be there for the conviction per the law. That's what it has. There's conditions there. A good traffic defense attorney is going to be able to help a driver with that. So to recap, if you or someone you care about are facing an aggressive driving charge in Arizona, give us a call. We offer a free consultation. But the fact is, so long as you have someone in your corner going to bat for you, it's important. Because as you can see, there's a lot at stake. All right? We hope this has been helpful. Do us a favor, please smash that subscribe button, ring that bell so you don't miss any of the great video content that we're going to be putting out every week. I promise it'll be some good information. So for now, it's Attorney Brandon White signing off. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe.